I have a very good friend who is the father now of a new, beautiful baby girl, and it is amazing to see the excitement in his life. This is their first daughter. To see the excitement really right now, how well their family is doing. And I say it's exciting because it was just a few years ago that he lost his job and almost his family because of a heroin addiction. And if I remember correctly, that summer, a few summers ago, he spent $12,000 in about 3 months on heroin. $12,000. His addiction nearly killed him. And he had spent then desperate for something. He spent several months at Father Peterson's lodge that we have out near Church-Erie. Father Peterson started it through the Maria House projects, and it saved his life. Nothing else had worked for him. That did, and he conquered it. And last Easter, he was fully initiated and confirmed into the Catholic faith. So now to see the peace on his face is just far too magnificent to even describe. The past few weeks, I've tried to encourage people here at St. Jude's to become part of our ministry to the homeless that we're doing probably about 10 days or so for a week. And if you remember in my column, I think I mentioned it before, I reflected on this one of the nights I was leaving last year, and I'm getting to my car about 11 o'clock, and it is 4 degrees outside. You know, that stretch back in February was just bitter cold, and the high the next day was going to be 6 maybe. And I remember leaving there so worried because these people have to be out of there by 7:30 in the morning. That's part of the deal. 7:30 in the morning, they got to be gone. And where will they go when we close up at 7:30 in the morning? Where do these 60, 70 people, where are they going to go? And I found out that many of them go up to what is called the Bishop's Breakfast up at, I think it's right around 11th and Sass. And they're able to spend a good amount of time there most of the morning. And I guess there's other places throughout the city than they go to. And I think about those people. I think about my friend. And what if there weren't the Maria House projects? What if Father Peterson never did that? What if Bishop Persico doesn't have the Bishop's Breakfast for these people? What would these people do? And where would they go? What if we didn't have this homeless shelter just for a week? It's only a week. What would about 80 people do for a week? What if this diocese didn't have all of these ministries? That's what the church is all about. Christian generosity. That's what we are called to do as disciples. Give of ourselves so that others may know the compassion and the love of God, so that others may just simply know peace. Peter and James and John, they were just fishermen. That's all. Nothing special. Peter was a self-proclaimed sinner who feels so unworthy to even have Jesus anywhere near him. And he knew Jesus. Jesus had just cured his mother-in-law in the passage right before today's gospel. And he knew what this Jesus was capable of doing. And Jesus knew what Peter and James and John were capable of doing. And Jesus called them. He called them. That's who Jesus wanted on his team, who wanted to join him. He wanted those simple fishermen. Do not be afraid. From now on, you will be catching men. Forget about your past, guys. It's over. It's done. So what? But because of you, the people of God will come to know of my Father's love and forgiveness. So guys, forget your past. Just come. And Luke says they left everything. They left everything and followed him. In these difficult times, we are called to bring peace and love and mercy somehow to someone else's life. And we are all called. It's important to remember that each and every one of us is a disciple. And each and every one of us is capable of doing that somehow. So there's great need in our diocese. And Bishop Persico is faced with this responsibility of keeping all of these ministries alive and secure and vibrant. And he says it'll be about $8.3 million to do that this year, to help finance the Maria House projects, help out with our homeless shelter, the Bishop's Breakfast, dozens and dozens of ministries throughout 13 counties, especially the ministries of Catholic Charities, which is 20% of our diocesan budget. So Bishop Persico needs the help of all the people of all the parishes. And the only way the diocese can offer all of these ministries and these services to thousands of people in the entire quarter of the state of Pennsylvania is the generous help of the people, giving back to God what God has given to us. So it's necessary for all of us to help so that we can secure these ministries and the faith of Jesus Christ for thousands of people that we have never even met. The key to this Catholic Services Appeal, which starts now, anything over and above our assessment of St. Jude's stays here. St. Jude is assessed this year $120,000. So I'm asking, as in years past, that our goal try to double that to $240,000, which we could easily do with a parish of 1,600 families. If each family that claims to be parishioners would offer just $50 a month for 10 months, we would exceed that very easily. It's a tank of gas. That's all it is, a couple of pizzas. And so many services and ministries of the diocese depend on it. You'll see in your pews these things. You want to take a look at them? These are also in the bulletin, okay? And they'll be on the website as well. Just a quick look. That one side is all of the services of the Diocese of Erie. Ministries and services for 13 counties. If you just look down at the size of Catholic Charities, that's amazing. The Office of the Tribunal, Office of Evangelism, these are all the ministries. $8.5 million. Our assessment is $120,000. I'm asking for our parish goal to be $240,000. The other side, you'll see just some simple figures we put together from February 1st last year to January 31st. By the way, this is the annual money talk. If you're a visitor, sorry about that. Should have gone to St. Julia's. Anyway, with this tiny staff we have here, God bless these people, we are really cutting down, and you see a lot of our figures have gone down, except for the insurance and taxes. Again, I say it every year just to remind people, we are not tax exempt. We're paying about $20,000 on that corner here, okay? We pay the township, we pay the school district over $20,000, and what is not taxed is the land the church and the school sits on. The parking lot, the rectory, and the land, anything that's not used for worship is very taxed. Very, very taxed. Our secondary school assessment is down. Youth ministry expenditure, everything's down for the most part. But our subsidy, now this is just St. Jude's stuff. The school is a whole different budget. But the parish is offering almost $303,000 in a subsidy to the school to keep the tuition down. So it's about $3,400 a day. About $3,400 a day to run this parish, okay? So we need everybody's help. The history is about 40% contribute. Well, if you look at this church, the lights, carpeting, sanctuary, new roof, skylights was paid for in cash by the Catholic Services Appeal. All this has been done because of you guys. So it's a huge help. This year, our parish project, and it might be this year and next year, we're not sure yet, we have to do a parking lot. There's just no way around it. We've had too many people falling and tripping because it's like the moon out there, and it should have been done years ago, and for whatever reasons it wasn't. But we have to do a parking lot, this section. This is pretty good over here, so we're not going to touch this. So we need everybody's help. We do have one bid already for about $250,000 to do this, so it's going to be expensive, but it has to be done. We're getting several bids, just to let you know. So please, please contribute. Talk to your families. $50 a month for 10 months. If you can't do that, fine. Do anything. There's about 60% of the parish does not contribute to this. That's pretty sad. There's no nice way to put it. It's really, really sad. All right, 60%, the majority of the parish does not do anything. And so I'm begging you guys, if you're part of that, Do whatever you can, please. And the kids can help out too. Kids are spending a fortune on sneakers. They can afford something for the parish. So please, let me ask that. So go home and pray as a family. Talk to each other what you can do. If you haven't received it yet, you'll be getting some stuff in the mail. And make your pledge. How about this parish and the diocese? And that is our responsibility. We all need to be part of this. I wish you God's peace.